Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for Brightest Day, Justice League Generation Lost number 3, and Brightest Day Titans number 24. Let's see, I'll do Titans first. Now, I'm going to go kind of quick on this, and by the way, there's spoilers, so just watch out for that in case you haven't read your books. What you have basically here is Deathstroke. He's gathering his team. You get another chance, and if you miss that one-shot special, you get another chance to see how this team works together, and see who basically meet them. So I'm really not going to dwell too much on it because they're acting a little bit more dysfunctional than they did in that one shot. So basically, well, he's saying Deathstroke got them together and say, look, we got a mission. We have to kill somebody. It's extremely high profile, and he's going to be trouble to get through. And his name is Lex Luthor. Now, when I first heard that, I was like, Deathstroke trying to kill Lex Luthor. Why would he do that, number one? And number two, if Deathstroke always gets his man, there's no way they're going to kill Lex Luthor like this. So, there's got to be a swerve somewhere. So, Deathstroke and his team strike. Costume people appear, mercenary types to protect Lex. And again, Lex knows that somebody's trying to kill him right here, and he's trying to figure out who it is in the car. Basically says, come forward, or I'm going to shoot you off, type thing. Well, as expected, his team, Deathstroke's team, just rips through all the hired guard. They're pretty brutal, and Lex escapes in the confusion. Now, Lex and his cronies end up in the sewer, and it turns out that the one who was hired to kill Lex was his secretary, and not the three that he thought it was. So, in a sense, the Terminator now reveals his true target really wasn't to kill Lex Luthor, it was to make it look like it, and then that way, hopefully that would expose the killer, which would have happened in this case because in the sewer system, the killer would have easily shot Lex. And it turns out, though, that there's a twist because the secretary comes back to life with a bullet in its head. I'll talk a little bit more about this later, but that's Titans in a nutshell. Next is Generation Lost. I don't know. I mean, this is kind of a weird thing. I like and I don't like. Because you have all the key Justice League people, they're getting basically shut off from their old people that they can count on. For example, the military, Checkmate, Justice League, and I don't know. It's like I have this feeling where it's like, well, on one hand, it's a good. I mean, this is something that if I was Max Lord, this is what I would do. But I'm kind of curious. It's like just the way the heroes are handling it, and I'm afraid of it's gonna. How long is this gonna last? We already know that all of their ties are cut. They're isolated. So if I keep seeing this, like 6 more issues of this, I'm gonna go nuts. Anyways, it goes to the Blue Beetle, and then the rest of the League appears. They battle the Omax, and because Ice is there, she's like, I don't know who these people are. So, for those of you who haven't read any DC comic miniseries or event in several years, here's who the Omax are. More Omax appear, and then we go to the fire part, where it's basically the guy in charge of Checkmate says, you failed your psych test twice, and she's like, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. And then Maxwell Lord appears, and we're like, oh boy, yeah, sure, that's Maxwell Lord. We already learned it the last time. But, it's Fire's turn to learn it. So she goes crazy, people are fighting, and sure enough, it wasn't Maxwell Lord, it was a guard, and she escapes. Checkmate's pretty much going to say, report this to the JLA, it's their problem now. So, we go back to the rest of the league fighting the Omax. Blue Beetle's suit tells them, well, if you want a non-lethal method way of beating these Omax, they are made of metal. So he uses magnetism, wraps them up together, and they teleport out. Now, Booster's actually kind of smart here, because while the Omax are teleporting away, Blue Beetle is saying, well, I'm getting pulled into where I'm going to get pulled in with the Omax. So Booster's like, well, let's go in with them. We got to find out where they're going. So they all end up going there, and they end up in Russia. Now, all this dialogue here is about how the signal was bouncing, and Blue Beetle was tracing back where the signal came from. They're saying that they thought that the distress signal came from the original Ted's communicator. This Blue Beetle was like, huh? And then that's all this part is here. So we're learning a little bit more about Maxwell Lord and what he's doing, at least. Now, the Justice League get attacked, and it's by the Rocket Reds. So, yeah, that was a sigh, because I know that there's another mind-controlled group, and then the Justice League are going to have to escape. Okay, here's my review, my thoughts. When I saw this, initially, I was excited. I was like, whoa, Lex Luthor. But again, I knew that Lex was not going to get killed. I knew the Terminator wasn't going to fail. So my excitement went from like a 9 to a 4. Just like that. I thought that his team was a lot more dysfunctional than it appeared in the other comic, this one shot, which is kind of disappointing. As they stand now, it's like if they were to fight the Titans, I can't see them winning, other than they have Deathstroke. Kind of like, I'm iffy on it. I know some of the people are really going to like it. I'm still kind of worried about I'm really worried about where it's going to go. I'm just hoping it's going to pick up. I'll probably get the next Titans, though. Justice League Generation Lost. I still have excitement for this book. I think it has potential. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with Maxwell Lord. I want to see Maxwell Lord pay, and I'll stick with it another issue for sure. If it keeps going and this is going nowhere fast, then I'm gonna drop it. I'll drop it really fast. I'm gonna want to start to see some answers. I want to see what Maxwell Lord is up to. I think we've already seen enough that we know that these Justice League members are the only ones who know, and they're cut off. So I think what we need to do now is go from they're isolated to what are they going to do now. We know that now the Justice League is going to get involved, so they're going to try to probably take down this group of heroes. And I have a feeling this Blue Beetle is probably going to be the key to unraveling what's going to happen. So for right now, I'm still getting it. It's reluctant, but I mean, not really reluctant, but you know, it's like I hope it gets better, because right now it's kind of predictable, at least the way this issue went. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave it on the side. And who do you think would win, the Titans or the Deathstroke Titans? Feel free to post that on the side. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to the channel.